Last week we talked about the problems I'm having with my car and how I had to run a U-Haul and all of that drama. And this week, not much is different. But instead of getting bogged down in all the details, I'd rather just talk to you about some observations I made today while my car was getting fixed. I set my alarm for 6:30 in the morning. Made my way there, and it was kind of nice being up early in the morning. It was kind of refreshing. It was very cold, but it was nice. I haven't been up early in the morning in a while, and it feels good to get up early and sort of attack the day. I drove my car to the place, dropped it off, and after I gave them my keys, I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. I could have Ubered home, or I could have just walked around the area, or just sit in the waiting room the whole time. I decided to wait around for a little bit and see if anything would change, if they could get my car worked through maybe pretty quickly, and I realized something. Car repair waiting rooms are some of the weirder places on earth. Not like anything particularly crazy ever happens in there, but you always just get a very random mix of people. Luckily for me, it wasn't really that busy, but there was this old man who was there, and he's kind of your traditional old man you'd meet in a waiting room. He sparked up a conversation with me, asked me like where I went to school, if I'm going to school. He actually asked me if I'm in high school, even though I've graduated from college. He always went the route that every old man does, and I think it's coming from a place of wisdom or looking out for me. He went on to talk about somebody that he knows that has worked on movies and worked on different films, and it worked on different sports films and stuff. They always seem like they're trying to connect you with somebody, trying to give you, I guess, a leg up in a way, so I kind of appreciate it, but it's just interesting. They always try and do something for you, or I guess I'm talking about him realizing it's just kind of an old man doing his best to relate to me, because we're both chilling there waiting to get our cars fixed. He just got an oil change, and what else are you gonna do? It's a pretty pure moment now that I actually think about it. So car repair waiting rooms are an interesting place, and there's always typically that old guy kind of waiting around, trying to relate to you in some way or spark up some sort of conversation, and I appreciate it. So it's currently 8:42. I got here at 7:30. It's a brisk morning, and they said they'll get my car to me probably by noon, which means I have about 3 hours, hopefully, to kill, and I don't know what to do with them. Luckily, there's like a lot of stores around here, so I'm just gonna wander around and see what trouble I can get into. Granted, I'm realizing right now in this moment that it's not even 9 a.m., so nothing's gonna be open, but oh man. You know, let's figure it out. So in my journeys, luckily there's a lot of stores around here, so I have a little bit of options to pick from. I came to what I thought would be the most interesting option that I could spend the most time at of the stores around, and that was Kroger. And as I walked in there, I realized, I commonly have a single goal when I go to Kroger, and I succeeded in that goal. Got some Prime. Always a good day when you get some Prime. Always gives me an energy boost, a mood boost. But the journey continues. On to somewhere else next. Eventually, I made my way to this place called Uptown Cafe, and I love a good diner. And I also love a good meal on my own. It felt good. Got a nice breakfast quesadilla, and it was good. It was a peaceful morning. I even got a cup of ice to pour in my Prime that I just got in Kroger. Things were looking well for me. I was doing all right, despite the impending doom of my car repair. Things were going pretty well. Diners are another place where you get a good mix of interesting people, typically older crowd, much like the guy I met in the car repair waiting room. And I saw this couple while I was there. Well, I saw several old couples. I saw some groups of old ladies having brunch and stuff, the classic mix. But there was this old couple that came in about 10 minutes after I had gotten there, and they seemed to be a very traditional couple. As they sat down, the old man, who had his big plastic shades on, the ones like the windows out the side, that it looked basically like welder's glasses, he took those off, and as the waitress gave them their menus, and then he said, is the waiter gonna be on roller skates? Because you got us all the way back here in the corner. Like that classic sort of old man, like half dig, half joke, that you can't really tell what the intention is there, but you're just gonna say that it was pure and it was a joke and roll on with your day instead of thinking about it too much. So that was an interesting start, but then she asked what they wanted to drink, and he said, decaf for her, and I'll have, I don't even know what he said. Decaf for her, and I'll have black coffee. Something like that. Like, he did the talking for her, which I'm not hating on him for it, but it just, like, to me, it struck me as odd and very traditional. It was kind of interesting. There was sort of two main crowds in the cafe. There was the traditional old couple that I just described, you know, have the old traditional values, you know the type. But then there was also a surprising amount of a lot of people like myself. I thought I was in unique circumstances being there trying to wait for my car to get fixed, but there were a lot of other just solo dudes sitting at tables just enjoying a meal on their own. But I was sitting there, I was trying to soak up the moment and really be in the moment, and I was doing a good job of that, and the diner atmosphere is just one of my favorites. Just sitting there with the various chatter around, you hear the kitchen noises, you hear somebody in the kitchen maybe, you hear the various conversations, somebody talking about this new thing happened in their neighborhood, oh, this family drama, oh, somebody died, you know, the things that people always talk about, and it's just one of those pure atmospheres that I really think there is in the world. I know I said I wouldn't go on and on about my car repairs, but I do have one thing to add that happened last night. As I was making my way home from a Pacers tip-off event, which was my first thing that I worked with the Pacers, whoop-de-doo! On their in-house team going to be shooting NBA games this year. Pretty neat. On my way back, I was in the far right lane of the highway, and I just passed an exit, and I was slowly going past a big semi. As I was going past the semi, it caught again up to me slightly, and I could tell out of my left peripheral that it was catching up to me. It was getting, appeared to be getting bigger, like closer to me, you know? And then a few seconds later, I hear it, and I slam on my horn. I kind of hold the steering wheel, hold on my horn, burn. And then my first instinct, I snap into action. I think, I gotta get this guy's license plate in case he just runs off and acts like nothing happened. I gotta get his license plate to cover for the damages. Because I had no idea what just happened. He got off my back door or barely scraped it all. I wouldn't even notice. Didn't know what happened, so I was playing it safe and trying to cover my ass. Pulled over the road, called my dad. He said, this guy's gonna try to talk to you and things, or blah, 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 get pictures of everything, blah, blah, blah. So I got pictures of everything. I was keeping my cool, trying to stay calm. Eventually the police got there, helped out the situation. I got all the information, I got a report and everything. And eventually, at one point, we were just waiting for the policeman to process everything, and here's the damages from my car. It wasn't really that bad. It was just kind of the large hubcap of the front right wheel scraped the side of my car and made almost a somewhat perfect circle. You can really see what happened. But as I was waiting there for the police to give us the report back, I was just kind of on my phone, trying to soak in the moment, because, you know, life is wild and these things happen. And so I was doing that, I noticed I had a comment on Instagram from a particular verified account. I was confused, and I looked at it, and I noticed Chevrolet had commented on my last week's teaser clip that I posted of the U-Haul. And it just seemed like some weird timing. They reached out to me saying something along the lines of like, sorry to hear about your situation, Matthew. I hope you're doing well. Reach out to us, DM us if there's anything we can do to help you, assist you, or better this situation at all. So I've been thinking about reaching out to them and seeing if maybe they'll sponsor the podcast, you know, a big sponsorship deal. You never know. Get some liabilities maybe, or I can just get a free Chevy Express. You never know. Realistically, though, I would really like to see, I'm going to send them a DM saying, hey, I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. Can I get a t-shirt? Because if I could get just some piece of merch from them for this silly video that I made and posted on social media talking about my tough situation, I probably shouldn't mention I'm a Ford owner, but I think that would be a pretty neat gift. So we'll see what can happen. But there's no real message to this episode, I'm realizing. And I was thinking a couple days ago that I wanted to talk about professionalism, because like this week I also made some friends with some people that I thought were cool and some other freelancers that I've looked up to the past like year or so. So I'm feeling really like kind of grown up. I'm feeling like I'm starting to stand on my two legs and I'm getting some respect as a professional, and that feels really cool. So I was going to talk about that, but then all of this happened yesterday and I had to take my car in this morning. So a lot just different things happened. A lot more pressing things happened. So sort of just a check-in, but hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Peace out, y'all. Oh, wait. I've been your host, Matthew B. Stein. You've been fantastic, as always. And I'll see you in next week's episode of the Procrastinated Podcast. No, I don't need to say that, but whatever. 110. Oh, wait, no, this is 110. I think this is 110. I mean, I'm whatever. I'm going to go clip my nails. See ya.